Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. It is November 24th, 2023, and just after Thanksgiving, so hopefully belated Thanksgiving. And if you're outside the US and you're watching this, hopefully you had a chance to celebrate your end of the week and your weekend appropriately as well. We are doing our initial oil change after our break-in period on our 2013 Volkswagen CC project. As you know, we just did a rebearing and re-ring kit on this VR6. So we are going a little prolonged on the break-in oil period. So we actually, after we rebuilt, we put in our break-in oil. That was that cheap Valvoline, the cheapest oil I could find, synthetic obviously. And just a Valvoline filter costed somewhere in the neighborhood of about $25 for all of that. Filled up, and then we did our initial driving break-in testing, brakes, throttle response, resetting our DSG shift parameters, going to get smog, going to get our title, going to DMV for our inspection, and getting our plates. Now we've got about 200 miles on the car, and I just drained that initial break-in oil. No metal flakes, anything like that. It smelled a little gassy or fuely, if you will. A little bit, it is a direct injection engine, as are all Volkswagens direct injection. Typically have kind of a gas smell when you change the oil. This one was exactly the same as any other one that you would drain the oil on. It didn't smell exactly like oil, and it wasn't full gas. It was just kind of that tint of almost like unleaded fuel that you get a whiff of vapors. So anyway, if you are located in California, specifically somewhere around the neighborhood of Sacramento, right now if you go to AutoZone, you can get a oil change kit, Mobil 1 synthetic, and an STP filter for $36 out the door. Now that includes one 5 US quart or 4.73 liter jug, one STP, either normal or extended life oil filter, and one 1 liter or 1 quart. And I always buy an extra one just in case. Now that setup is for my truck, and this setup is for our VR6. The oil filter itself, we have already changed. So I've just lowered the car back down off of the jack stands. It's got a brand new fresh oil filter in the brand new engine that we just rebuilt. Popped off the oil fill cap there. Got the dipstick tube. I got the dipstick itself pulled out, so I don't have oil creep come off. So whenever we check the oil level, it will be appropriate. And we were getting ready to pour in our one jug of our initial 540 Mobil 1 European Advanced Synthetic. And would you know that I didn't check the cap at the store? Somebody got me. Somebody got me. Look at all that kitty litter down in there. Folks, check your oil. There's no seal. There's no metal seal here. You know, the little foil cap that should have been there. As soon as I started unscrewing this, I went, oh no. I thought maybe it was just checked. And then when I went like that, I went, no. And then I just saw all the specs here. Someone has drained their old used oil. Can you imagine if I would have put that into our brand new engine? Now, luckily, that oh shit moment, I went back and I checked all the other caps and everything's good. So we're going to take this back to AutoZone, and we're going to let the manager know that, they're going to be able to find out exactly who did this. I mean, how many people use 5W40 Mobil 1 with the barcode? They're going to find out exactly who brought it back for an exchange. And they're probably going to get a black mark on there. Actually, you know what they should do is they should charge back for that price of that oil to the customer that actually did this, to that store and to their customer, i.e. Gunther. All right, so that is bad, folks. When you look in your oil, make sure it's not old used black stuff there. You should have a nice, clean, clear oil. And, I caught that one. Check it at the store. When you get home, check it again. After you drain, before you dump it in your engine, check it again. That goes for any fluids you put in and that goes for any fluid. Your brake fluid, your engine flush, your motor, your seafoam, ATF, all right? All of it, check it. Even your grease. Somebody might have bought that whole thing and said, well, I only need 2 fingers or 3 fingers worth of grease to put on one bearing and then taking that back. That would have been low. So, man. If you were out there doing this because you're so hard up for $36, send me a message down below in the comments section. I know if it's you and you're watching this channel, we'll work something out, man. If you're that bad off, if you need some food, if you need some water, if you need a beer, if you're of age, but if you're that hard up that you can't afford an oil change on a car, something's wrong. I know the economy is bad, man, but don't be that person. Back to the car. So we are going to go back to AutoZone. A couple of days. We will get our oil changed out. We'll talk to the manager over there. Know him well. Fellow veteran. Go Army, go Air Force. And we will get that exchanged. We'll come back. We already got our 2. We got our filter in there. We'll put that in there. We'll check our level, and then we'll continue to drive. Now, one intermittent little check engine light I've got on the dash is for our evap purge valve, or what they call the evap purge solenoid is the proper nomenclature for that. But I'm getting intermittent light coming on. I've reset it. I think we're going to have to replace this. This doesn't look like it's an original one because we've got the clamp on this end is one of those springy style that clampers. This one back here actually has a screw clamp. I don't think that was an original one. So we will go and replace this. The good news is, well, the bad news and the good news. The bad news is those things from Volkswagen are like $98. But there is Black Friday sale that starts, Thanksgiving being yesterday, all the way through Christmas of 2023. And it's like 36% off. So one of those right now is like under $40. So we'll be able to get that one in, and we'll just put that in the budget in the car. Obviously, had a lot of miles on a car that, who knows? And sometimes when you overfill these Volkswagens, and a lot of cars out there, if you overfill your fuel tank, it has a chance to go over the drain and go into your charcoal canister. And then that just basically, all those fuel vapors and everything like that just continually flood your solenoid. And eventually it causes it to jam up. Or you might get some debris from the charcoal canister come down through the lines into the little screens that are inside the solenoid itself. And so that'll just destroy it. So we do have some carb cleaner. We've also got some brake cleaner. We could take that out. We'll spray it, let it soak. We'll tap it out. All it is a little plate in there that opens and closes based on the ECU that allows the fuel vapor. And typically it's at startup or when you're accelerating. That's when that would open up to allow the engine vacuum to pull the vapors out of the charcoal canister, and that just basically opens and allows that to happen or close. The vacuum's still going on. It's just this thing is kind of like a doorway for your fuel vapors. All righty? So we will make a short on this. Oh, if I was a upset easily person, this would have really pissed me off. I just feel really bad if there's other folks that are out there that are going through this kind of thing, and you get there and you put some of this and all of a sudden your engine isn't running right just because you did an oil change. That's probably why there's somebody out there that's done that. I can't believe that. I mean, what's the world coming to? anyway, hey YouTube, we'll get back to you shortly, and we'll do just a couple of more videos on this car, and then we'll wrap it up, and then we'll get back out there and see what else is out there. We'll keep this around for a little while, drive it, make sure we did everything right, and make sure we got a few thousand miles on it, and then we'll put it up for sale, or maybe we'll keep it. We don't know. And then the Mini over there, yeah, you know, having multiple cars, it gets a little expensive sometimes throughout the years on registration and taxes and stuff like that. But, you know, it's just nice to have, you know, some vehicles to maintain, and especially these, you can't find these anymore. These little Minis that are, you know, Gen 1s. They're either over modified, or they've been wrecked, or they've blown up. And so, you know, especially the two-tone, the blue and the white. So I'm really proud of that little car. I don't care if little Mickey Mouse things break on it. Every once in a while, it sometimes upsets me. But now we got a nice little executive car. I will tell you, before I let you go, these Volkswagen CCs, the ride quality is absolutely fantastic. I think if I were to go back in 2013 and I was shopping for a mid sedan, kind of an executive sports sedan, and I was looking at a Mercedes and a BMW and maybe this Volkswagen CC here, or the Passat, I would likely say that the BMW Road Stiff, almost like very, very firm, feeling a lot of bumps in the road. I would say that the Mercedes was probably the most refined, and I would say this Volkswagen is probably right in between the both of them, okay? But the neat thing about this car is when you bring it up to speed, the steering gets more firm. So when you're going very slow, it's almost like feather turning that steering wheel. I guess they call that adaptive steering. So the less, because of centrifugal force and the tires and everything going down the highway, the less that you're needing to steer, it tightens up the steering wheel for you. And it just feels so great. And also the cornering. This isn't the all-wheel drive model. This is the front-wheel drive model, but it does have a heck of a lot of torque and takeoff. Considering what it is, it's a non-turbo car, naturally aspirated VR6, okay? But it's quite impressive on just the handling and the steering. And the brakes are okay. But more to come on that. We'll do a final wrap up on this car, or maybe a couple of more, and we'll talk a little bit more about the features and things like that. And yes, I've got to replace or adjust the windshield wiper arm, because that arm itself is hitting right on the edge of our window over there. So I've got to pop that off and move it up about one tooth. All right, folks, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, give me a thumbs up down below and subscribe to my channel. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.